Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great. Happy Thursday. Hope that this week has been finding you well and all that good stuff. Um, Hope you're having a great evening so far. If you pop in during this live or just in general, I hope that you guys are doing well. So with all that said, and if you're new to the channel, I hope that you like what you see here and decide to stick around. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, all that stuff. Interact in the comments. All those things are very, very helpful when it comes to supporting the channel. And if you are a old road dog who's been, chiming in and helping this page stay strong as we keep on trucking along. Thank you for your continued support. Like my girl here, blessings. Hey, mama. You saying hi? Want to say hi to everybody? Hi. Um, but yes, I hope that you guys are all doing great, and I'm so grateful for you guys and your continued support. So with all of that said, let's get ready to get started. Do a little, a little check-in with y'all. So this is a timeless collective message. Whenever you end up watching this is probably the energy that could be surrounding you at the time that you do happen to come across this and watch it. So it's going to be pretty general. We just kind of get a feel of what's going on, and then I'll maybe pull some extra cards based on like the energy we're picking up on. That might coincide with what is being shown. So let's get started. I felt drawn to start with these. Rennie, honey, mama. I love you too, but this isn't gonna work, honey. She's been like this ever since I got in the house. Like she does not want to let me go anywhere. Everywhere I go, she's like right there. What's going on, baby? You just missed me that much today? What's so different about today than any other day? What? All right, guys, let's get started. All right, Spirit, I'm going to let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show them what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Clearest and most accurate messages, please, and thank you, Spirit. All right, so a few shuffles. Man, I don't think this is going to work for me. We'll try it, but if you have to move, you have to move. Sorry. All right. Been on hold for huh. All right, one more shuffle. All right. The card on the bottom of the deck is Healer of the Ages. So Healer of the Ages is talking about essentially healing over time, which has been kind of a theme for the past few days or the past few readings that I've done. So it could just be a little bit of a piggyback off of the energy that we've already kind of, been picking up on lately. Yin and yang, balance, cornucopia, that's nice. So, kind of, coming into yourself a little bit more as you work on your healing process, and a lot of things get ready to kind of shift and change in your life. Which is a nice energy to kind of start this reading off with. Let's see what is going on. Let's get a few cards from here, and then we're going to tap into the tarot portion. This gives us a nice little baseline of what's going on with you guys energetically on that very, very basic level, and then we will dive deeper into it. There's the most accurate messages, Spirit. Man, this isn't going to work, honey. All right, I'm sorry, babe, but you gotta go. Hey, Tom, how are you? All right, let's messages for the collective. Ren, honey, this is not gonna work. All day she's been, well, not all day. I just got home a little while ago, but she's been like this ever since I got home. Like, we had cuddles earlier. It's not like I've been neglecting you. All right, we have the thinking woman here. So, this is giving, you guys have been doing a lot of freaking thinking, a lot of thinking. Maybe you guys think a lot about just like your overall circumstances, and it's like, you know, maybe you're kind of, you know, waiting for things to shift and change, and you're just like, okay, when are things going to improve? You know, I feel like I've been doing the work, so why aren't things maybe looking up? You know, you could be going through financial constraints for some of you. You know, everybody's got different things going on at this time, so, you know, only take the messages as they resonate. We have third chakra archangel Kamiel here. So that's on the top of the deck. That's talking about like willpower and strength to kind of keep pushing through. So it's, you know, it's given like, you know, you guys be in your head a lot, and that could maybe sometimes deter you a little bit from your path of where you're trying to head because of, you know, different things that come up, especially when it might be coming to the finances. Let me know if it resonates. Take the messages only as they resonate. But I am picking up on that. So you might be thinking a lot about like your next moves when it comes to maybe, you know, work related things for some of you. Yeah, it's probably work related. Man holding a coin here in the middle of the deck. So for a lot of you guys, it could be related to money. Ironically, while I was, you know, I was like, well, I already have a few decks kind of just, you know, on the side over here. I should be fine. And then something told me to pick these up right before I started the reading. So this could end up being like a career and finance reading for some of you. Let's see though. Envy. You might be working, dealing with people like maybe within work, who have some envy towards you. I'm also getting be careful of being envious of others. You know, maybe you see people come up and you're like, damn, well, what about me? You know, you don't want to be in that headspace. I also picked up on, you know, like your coin will improve. Things will get better. It just takes time, right? And having that sense of willpower and not just overthinking, right? Planning is cool, but just don't get so psyched out in your own head where, you know, you almost become paralyzed, if that makes any sense. Like, I've been that person where I'll sit there and I'll map out all these ideas of all these things I'm going to do. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start a website. I'm going to do this. And then I'll start something, don't finish it. I'm getting something like that. You know, you might have all these big ideas, but it's about, you know, taking it a step at a time and then going forward from there. You know, take it, you know, baby steps. You know, let's say if you're about to go back into the job market, revising your resume is the very, very first thing you want to do. And you can, you know, take your time on it. Don't, you know, not for nothing. You know, people talk shit about AI and stuff, but like AI is everywhere and it's not going nowhere. So we might as well use it in a way that's actually going to be beneficial. Go on an AI app and have them help you draft up your resume. Right? Like things like that. So you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to do it. Like, just, you know, think outside the box a little bit. So that you're not overthinking and, you know, wearing yourself out, because, you know, that's not going to help anyone, including yourself, right? We have heartbroken. It came out in the reverse. So I feel like you guys, and we did see like that healer of the ages card come out. So, you know, you might be kind of dealing with, Ren, I'm sorry, honey, you gotta move. Thank you. I'm sorry. But you're in my way. You have all this space. You got a cat house and all kind of stuff, and you want to be right here, right next to me. And there's another side over here too, but she wants to be right here. I'm like, girl. But yeah, you know, you guys are learning how to kind of see, you know, things with a new set of eyes, and not, you know, be so, like, not feel so down on your luck. Actually, like this little video that I have playing in the background right now, one of the things, it says smile more, worry less, like on her wall. And then like on her coffee cup it says peace in a cup. So, you know, again, kind of just, you know, having like a more positive outlook on things is what I think you guys are kind of doing. I'm getting like lighthearted. We have man holding a heart. I'm not picking up on romance yet. But I am picking up on this more light-hearted energy. I think that's where you guys are trying to kind of get to. Yeah, see, first chakra, Archangel Michael. It's like you guys are understanding more and more. Oh, I'm very protected, right? Archangel Michael does not play games. He is a big time protector. If you understand who the archangels are, and you are going to be fine. You are going to be okay. Even when things don't feel like they're going to be okay, they will be okay. So just know that, if you have the understanding that, it's like the law of assumption, as my girl put me on to. Lati, I hope she pops in, from Tears and Wheat Tarot show. She might pop in. Oh no, she won't, because I just saw her go live too. I'm like, shit. Of course, we go live almost at the same time. It happens all the time. We either like have a feeling the other one's gonna go on, we wait a second just to see, and then we'll go on, or we end up going on at the same exact time. It happens all the time. But yeah, nonetheless, um, when you understand like the law of assumption, you have it already. 1122, and I had looked up and said that, like, you already know you have it. You don't have to manifest necessarily. Like, in your mind, you already are saying, I have it, and you put that out into the universe, and those are the things that you get back. So look it up. As I say that, right? You're manifesting something, cornucopia. So I'm getting that you guys are definitely working on having a better mindset, which is a great thing. Tell us more. Let's get like 2 or 3 more from this deck, and then we're gonna look into the tarot. Man, what a coin. I'm telling you, this is going to end up being a career and finance reading for a lot of you guys. This is what I'm picking up on. You guys are just thinking of a master plan of how to, make shit happen. Make shit happen, Captain. Yes, look. You guys are trying to get your bag. A woman holding a coin. Like, what? Yes. And the thing is, it's like, excuse me, I'm starting to feel better. I was sick like pretty much all week since the weekend, but I'm feeling a lot better. Um, but it's still lingering. So bear with me. But we have Angel of Strength on the top. Oops, on the top here in the reverse, and it's giving me, sometimes you kind of lose, sight of what it is that you're trying to do, and that can kind of cause a distraction and then make you feel like, I don't know. Hey, lovely beauty, how are you? Yeah, like maybe you feel like you're out of options, adjacent possibilities here, like, but it's in the reverse. So it's like maybe you feel like you're like at your wits end, like, okay, I don't know what to do. Like, do I just stay where I'm at? Like, we're gonna dive deeper into that. We're gonna see what's going on with you guys, so that we can kind of help steer you in the right path of where to head from here. Because obviously, it's pretty clear from what we're seeing so far that this is probably a career and finance reading. Other energy might pop up throughout because it is a collective message, but I am getting this is more about the money, the bag. Okay, so we're gonna keep looking. Happy family. So family life is also a contributing factor right now, and that makes a lot of sense. Like, when you're trying to figure out your career path, you automatically are going to think about family. Let's say if there's kids involved and stuff, right? It's not one of those things you could just up and leave a job. In most cases, right? Most of us don't have that financial security where we could just say, oh, fuck this job. I got savings. I could be, I could be unemployed for a few months and be perfectly okay. Most of us don't have that luxury. Not to say that none of us do, because some people do. Some people are a little bit more fiscally responsible. I wish I was that person, but I'm not. So some of you guys might be kind of, thinking about how will this impact family, or your family kind of nudges you to, do stuff that you don't want to do when it comes to your career. Well, at the end of the day, it's about what you want and what keeps you satisfied as well. If you don't feel fulfilled at work, keep in mind, like, we spend more time at work than we spend anywhere. We're with our coworkers more than we're with our own families. And it's like, if you're going to be there that much, you should at least enjoy what you're doing. Hey, Martin, how are you? So we should at least enjoy what we're doing. Yeah, as I say, enjoy man holding a heart. Like, we want to do something that's near and dear to our hearts, but also pays the bills. You know, we are living in a very 3D world, and we have to make sure that we can do both. So I think deep down, you guys know that there's something that needs to be done. I think intuitively, you know, like, okay, there are decisions that need to be made, and maybe you don't always listen to your intuition. Your intuition. I say that because we have sixth chakra archangel Metatron here, was technically in the reverse. Um, so oh, that's a pretty name, Cornelia. That's really pretty. And welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen your name here before. I'm here in the States in Connecticut. So welcome to the channel, and I hope that you decide to stick around and subscribe. That would be awesome. See if you catch a vibe from the reading, and if you do, I would love for you to stick around. So yeah, welcome from welcome to you from South Africa. Beautiful. If you guys want to drop where you're from too, that would be cool. Like I said, I'm from Connecticut here in the United States. We have Goddess of the Moon. There could be some fears and anxieties that might surround it, but again, you feel drawn to do something different. So, don't allow for other people to dictate how you move when it comes to these things, right? Again, we have to do things that make us feel also fulfilled. If we stay in situations, including occupations, that don't serve us, that's not going to make us feel good about ourselves or what we're doing, right? So just keep that in mind. Like, I can sit here and tell you, I've over my I'm 40 years old. I have no problem with talking about my age. I just turned 40 back in December, and I've been working since I was 14 years old. I've done retail. I've done, I worked at camps and schools and stuff. I work at a school now. I'm an assistant teacher working with kids with special needs. And but it took me a long time to figure out what the hell I wanted to do. It took me so long. And even when I went to college, the second time, I went for social work, and my goal was to, fulfill, or not even fulfill, but it was to kind of follow in my grandmother's footsteps, who did so much work in that field. And, not just here in Connecticut, but like literally like across, the world too. Like, she did a lot of stuff. She did stuff in Sweden and other countries. And I'm just like, wow, like a lot of hard work she put into it. And her being a Black woman at that time, she was born in the 30s. So like, for her to have accomplished the things that she did in her career, I was like, I gotta be that next one to do it. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to pursue this too. And let's put it this way, I'm gonna make it, we'll try to make it brief. I realized, while the field in of itself, it serves a great purpose, it wasn't for me. So with that said, I went in a whole different, realm of, what I do now. And I'm just like, wow, but I've been doing this for 7 years now. And I say that to just say, it's important to make sure that whatever you're doing in terms of your career, it makes you feel fulfilled. I think Spirit just wanted me to give you that quick tidbit. You don't want too many influences kind of in your ear telling you what you should and shouldn't do, is what I'm kind of getting. Yeah, because, we get our hearts, our hearts could be in the right place, but sometimes our hearts could also get in the way a little bit. We have woman holding a heart here. Yeah, so don't let your heart, get in the way. Heart chakra energy. Martin, this is actually, or sorry, you told me your name, right? Was that really your Cornelia? That's such a pretty name. This is actually, we're born, you're Sagittarius too then, I think, right? Our birthdays are very, very close together. Both 85 babies. But this is just a collective tonight, honey. I will be starting some personals very soon. I have it scheduled, and when I do it, you guys got to be, on the lookout for it. So make sure you hit that notification bell, because when I do it, like, it's gonna, a lot of people have been asking, like, when are you gonna start doing those again? And I'm easing back in, but we are going to get there. And when we do, you guys want to be a part of that, because you're going to really feel like more connected to the channel. And Yes, it is happening. It's happening very soon. Okay, so bear with me as I work out the kinks and everything. As I'm trying to plan everything out. But I will be getting back to that very, very soon. We do have anxiety here on the top, and I did mention a little while ago, I was like, there could be a lot of overthinking about it and anxieties that kind of creep up and that make you uncomfortable. You know, a lot of heart energy showing up now, angel of love, you know. So again, you know, making sure that you're doing something that you absolutely love, but that also, and that is fulfilling, but also is worth your while. Let's get one more from here, Spirit. Um, yes, let's get one more. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, angel of love here again. We have somebody else who came in. I can't really, I don't have my glasses on, I'm sorry. Bhakti? I think that's how you say your name. If I said it wrong, I apologize. I believe it says Bhakti. I also don't have my glasses on, so bear with me. But yes, I heard labor of love. Like, you know, you guys really put a lot of hard work and dedication into what you do already. So when you find a field and a career in which really, really is, you know, satisfying, it's going to be really, really worth your while. Yeah, but just don't overthink it. So that it's definitely given like head over heart decision, right? Meeting kind of somewhere in the middle where, you know, again, you're satisfied and it is, you know, it fulfills you emotionally, but also knowing that like it's something that's going to help sustain you too, because you could love what you do, but if you're not making any money, you're going to struggle, right? Yeah. See, that heart chakra is showing up like a lot of heart energy, a lot of heart energy. The garden and the gate, it all comes down to, you know, free will and choices. It's basically saying like, if you look at this card, like there's this green pasture in the background and it's like so beautiful, right? And there's that gate right there that separates her from all the stuff that she can obtain. And if you look at her neck very closely, there's a key around her neck. It's like you have the key to success right there. Don't ever sell yourself short, and don't ever accept more or less than, rather, than what you deserve. So don't let people lowball you when it comes to pay and things like that. Don't stay at jobs that you know are, you know, not satisfying you in the sense of you feel like it's just like a hamster wheel and you're doing the same shit every day, no fulfillment. You know, you're gonna suck your own self dry doing that shit. Trust me, I know. Been doing it for a very long time myself. Like at the school, I love what I do. But for those of you who know, my second job, I work at a liquor store, and I've been, yeah, see, hangs me in energy. I've been at that store for 17 years. So I've been doing something I do not like for a very long time. And some of you guys might resonate with that. Like, you know, yeah, I saw the Fool card. Is it still there? The Fool, right? It's about taking a leap of faith into the unknown. And there is that fear that we picked up on a little while ago that might, you know, cause you to feel anxious about moving forward. And it could cause like an internal battle within you. But at the same time, you know that it's time to do what you have to do. So again, don't lose sleep over it. Do what's necessary. You know what you need to do. This is not a time to just, you know, think. This is a time to plan. Planning and thinking are two different things. You could think all you want, but if you're not actually, you know, putting any fire under your ass to make the moves, then, you know, that's the planning part. Where you actually have things lined up, right? You're thinking about what you're going to actually do. So that's half the battle right there. All right, so let's do a little quick, maybe 5-card spread. I think that will suffice. And then maybe a few career and finance cards, and then maybe a last piece of advice, and that will be the end of the reading, I think. Keep it simple. If you guys want to stick around for that, give me 1 second. Sorry, my loves. I do appreciate you guys for tapping in. even if it's just for a moment, I definitely appreciate all of you guys. Um, and those of you who actually stick around and get the message, appreciate you guys that much more. So I did just mention a little while ago that I'm going to be opening up my free personal readings again soon. I've been wanting to do that for a while, for a few months, but I had a lot of stuff going on in my family and stuff, and physical things going on with myself. So it took a while to get to this point where I feel confident again to be able to say yes, I will be doing that. Before it was like, we'll see. Like, no, I know I'm about to do it soon. I'm thinking within the next week or two, I'm gonna start again, once or twice a week, and they fill up fast. So just make sure you're on the lookout for those readings because people have been asking. They come on all the time, like, are you doing them tonight? And I'm like, not tonight, I'm sorry. All right, Spirit. So what's the overall energy for the collective when it comes to what we're seeing so far? Definitely getting in career and finance, but tell us more. Yes. So we have the Five of Swords here. It's getting to a point where you guys, if you haven't done this already, you know that you have to surrender and walk away. Accept the defeat. Like, take the L, aka take the lesson, not the loss, but the lesson. Like, you put all that time into something and you're like, time and effort, or just realize, even if it wasn't a lot of time, sometimes you could go to a job and you thought it was going to be, something good, or a career you thought was going to be something that was suitable for you, and then you realize real quick, you're like, nah, homie, this isn't it. Right? It's time to move on. Six of Swords. So it's like, accepting that sense of defeat and then actually moving on from it, because something, is toxic. Something is toxic and you gotta move on. Blessings. This is just a general reading. It's looking like career and finance though at this time. That's what's kind of showing up. So if you want to put like something about like, collective message, or, you could say, let's talk money. That would be cute. Let's talk money, honey. What do you need to know, kind of thing. That would be kind of a cool one to put for a notification. Page of Cups. For some of you, this is something that, like, I'm getting a couple of messages. This could be something that's very new for some, like you just started something. Or it could just be like, I heard chump change. Like they're trying to, like, that could be some confirmation. They may be trying to, like, oh shit, my phone's gonna die soon. I put the charger and I did not. Sorry friends. Sorry guys. It's like wrapped up with another cord, so it like got weighed down. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm also getting like, it could be like I heard chump change. So maybe like they lowballed you when it comes to your pay. I'm getting that as well. So absolutely not. You might have been like, you might either stay down a place for a long time where they, kind of, keep on playing in your face when it comes to your, like, how much they should pay you and what you're worth. And for others, it's like I said, it might be something kind of new and you realize it real quick that this is just not what you thought it was going to be. So I'm getting a couple of different messages there. Let me know if any of that resonates. What the blessings say. 2.5 hours. Wow. See, and how ironic is it that we're talking about some type of financial stuff for this reading? Like, everybody's situation is very, very different, but I'm definitely picking up on something about finances. So that's very, very, very interesting. I'm struggling financially, emotionally. Yeah. Well, you came to the right channel. I will tell you that. This one, like I said, this is a very general message tonight, and the message that's coming out is about the finance stuff. So, at least you got that base covered. If you want to take a look at other stuff, there's been some very deep seated stuff popping up lately on the channel when it comes to all those other areas as well. So, spirituality and, emotions, and like we're talking about shadow work and overall healing. So you might want to take a look at some of those readings too. And this is all recent stuff. This is like within the past few days. If you want to just take a look. But yeah, dealing with the government does fucking suck. All the money they make off of us, and then they can't help us when we need help. Go figure, right? What's the incoming energy for the collective? Thank you. All right, so I'm getting lost. We do have the Three of Swords here, or some type of disappointment at the very least. But we did also see an energy of you guys being very resilient and, removing yourself pretty quickly. I think it's just more the fact that, again, because we have Six of Cups here. Like, again, there's something about this energy of like, you put because my left ear just started to ring when I said we're supposed to start saying this. You put a lot of energy into something, is what I'm getting. A lot of energy. And it's like, so many disappointments keep happening, and you're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this needs to get better. Yeah. You're like, I'm not satisfied with this. this has to stop, I'm getting like the hamster wheel, right? It just keeps on going around and around, over and over. It's like, what the fuck? And we said that earlier, right? We did pick up on that energy of things that's feeling like it's just like the same thing over and over again. Same shit, different day. It's like, when is it going to get better? You might sometimes even feel like there's just like so many odds stacked against you. And it's like, the thing is, your guides are trying to help you, get out of these circumstances. So let's clarify this Three of Swords. I typically don't clarify cards because I can usually pick up on the vibe pretty quick, but I feel like there might be something else going on with that. Tell us more. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Thank you. They're like, a couple things. It's one of the things that I was saying is they keep playing in your fucking face when it comes to what you're worth. Queen of Pentacles, like you're worth way more. Confirmation. As my phone is going off and it's talking about fucking finances. It's my what's it called? My money rocket freaking app thing. So yeah, money is definitely something, right? And then we got the Six of Wands here in the reverse. That's prominent. That's important because of the fact that what they're saying is you're not being recognized for what you actually are worth. And if you're not being recognized for the hard work that you put in, you gotta jump ship. You gotta do what you gotta do. Go somewhere. My brother just started sneezing, and I said that every time. I'm telling you, it's always sneezes, whether it's me or my brother. Car alarms, sirens. Those are usually the main things, or obviously like the other stuff that happens just like in my body, like my nose itching like really, really bad and stuff like that. Always happens. My ears ring, but those things are happening. This is confirmation that you guys are not being recognized for your hard work and dedication. So you're going to have to make a move. You're going to have to make money moves. You're going to have to be like, you know what? I remember just the other day I saw an old clip from Love and Hip Hop when Cardi B was on there and she was talking to what's his name? I don't remember his name, but he had like the Gwenin team or whatever. And like he had Mariah Lynn on his little thing or whatever. He had her like showcase and all this stuff, but yet he was fucking, like literally fucking Cardi B. If you don't like cussing, I apologize, but I do cuss on my channel. But yeah, he was fucking with her, using her and stuff like that, and she selling her a hope and a dream for like 2 years. But yet then this new chick comes out, he's showcasing her but not her. She was like, it's cool. She wasn't even mad. She was like, it's cool. Like, if that's how you move, that's how you move. But when you see me basically glow up, you're going to eat your words. And lo and behold, look at Cardi B now. Whether you like Cardi B or not, that's really besides the point. Hey, babe. What's up, baby? But yeah, point being, like I said, whether you like her or not, that's besides the point. But think about the glow up. If you watched Love and Hip Hop, and you saw where she came from the strip club, all that stuff. Like, if you saw where she came from and where she is now, she's literally a Grammy award winning artist, making millions and millions of dollars, selling millions of records, platinum award winning, all of that. Like, you got to recognize your own worth. And when you recognize your worth, that's when you move on and you say, fuck that shit. So with that said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna just read a couple of messages. Substance abuse. Yeah. I will say, when it comes to, I'm gonna say this quick little tidbit. When it comes to substance abuse, usually it's because you're trying to fill a void. I went to school for this, and I also have it in my family. Usually it's because you're trying to fill a void. When you understand what that void is, and you do the inner work, you'll start to see things happen and shift and change when it comes to that substance. I can't get too deep into that right now, simply because this is a collective message. But if you ever want to reach out to me personally, I do have my email. And not even for a reading, just in general. I could probably, talk to you about some stuff. My email is in the in my bio and all that stuff. So reach out to me, and I have no problem with, like, just conversing about that for free. I'm also a coach. But yeah, just, one thing I want to see is people who come on here. I want to see people do well, and it's not about money. Do I do personal readings and all that? Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, like, certain things are beyond just a tarot reading, there are certain things that are within my scope of knowledge that I can help somebody with, that either experienced myself or I just have a knowledge about. So reach out to me. And I have no problem with, responding back. Absolutely. So just keep that in mind, and that's for everybody. Always reach out. If I can. Oh, don't make me start crying on here. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. Those of you who know, you've seen me crying here. I'm a crier. Because I love and care about people. Like, I just want to see people do well. This is not about money for me. This is not a cash grab. This is, like, legit. I care about people. So okay, back to the main points, right? I love you guys, and thank you for instilling your trust in me. So with that said, things are gonna start blossoming, right? Opening up. Page of Pentacles, offers coming in. It might not happen in the timing that you want. It might be small things from time to time, but the big thing is recognizing your worth is what I'm getting. Recognize your worth. Rest assured that your worth will be valued, but you have to value it within yourself too. Peace and balance, harmony, right? Equal give and take. If you're feeling like you're putting in more work into or more effort into what you do than what you're getting back and receiving, there's an imbalance there. That's not going to work. So you have to do what's necessary for you, right? All right, Spirit. So what might be a blockage right now for the collective when it comes to this energy that we're picking up on? Thank you. Yeah, it's like we have the Five of Cups here, and this is the blockage. So it's like I'm kind of getting, you're kind of just wallowing, a little bit. Like, I'm getting like a little bit of a, and this is not like, I'm not blaming people, or, I don't want like the victim blame or anything like that, or knock people down when they're already down. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. But Spirit wants me to put this out there. Like, don't wallow in your misery, okay? Like, oh, woe is me, nothing's ever gonna get better. Like, trust me, I've been there. I've done it, okay? So it's like, just don't be that person, is what I'm kind of getting. Like, don't do that, don't do that, do this. Like, don't get so down on your luck where it's like that's the blockage. You're getting in your head, you stay stuck in your head. You have those moments where you're like, oh man, I'm resonating with this like a motherfucker. Is this a personal reading for me? Are Are you guys are you guys really doing that right now? No, let me stop. But no, seriously, like you might have those moments of those higher, like you be on the up and up, right? You have those highs where you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, I have all these plans. I'm gonna do my resume. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna shop my stuff around, and then let's say you get a few rejections or something, or things don't turn out the way you want them to. You kind of sulk and you kind of is wallowing your misery. Nah, you can't do that. You gotta keep pushing. Keep fucking pushing. Don't stop. Don't stop. Get it, get it. Don't stop. Get it, get it. I wanna rock, I wanna rock. Y'all know I'm crazy out here. But no, seriously, it's like, don't wallow in your misery. Fuck that. Like, it's time to do what's necessary for you. Yes. Fuck that. Be confident. God damn it. Queen of Wands. You're the goddamn Queen of Wands. You need to be confident in yourself. We're not wallowing in misery and shit over here. No fucking thank you. That's why the emotions and stuff is all up in here. No thanks. Nothing against water signs. You guys are fucking amazing because you guys actually give a shit about people and stuff like that. But no, we can't. This is a time where no. This is about being your fire energy. This is about fuck that. You gotta fire yourself up. Put that steam under your ass and make moves. Do what you need to do. Right? Yeah. Because that causes that internal conflict, right? That five of fucking wands. No thank you. Got the five of wands, five of cups. No. No thank you. Mm-mm. We getting out of that. I'm gonna say we, because I can resonate with this. Like I constantly like I do this push and pull within myself all the time. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I resonate with this 100%. And it's like, nope. Keep on trucking, baby. The chariot. Take that steam and make some movement. Put that shit in that chariot to move yourself forward. Propel yourself forward. That's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna say that's what you're gonna do because we're gonna put that into existence. We're gonna speak it into existence. You're gonna make it happen, Captain. Like you're the captain of this ship. Okay? No more of that. Mm-mm. What can they do to remove this blockage? If this is resonating, let me know in the comments. I did see 42 when I looked up. So you might be seeing the number 6 a lot. 6 is about balance. So you might be seeing that number a lot. How can you remove the blockage? Gotta make a choice. 2 of Wands. You have to make a choice. You cannot allow yourself to stay stuck in your circumstances. Whatever those circumstances may be. Whether it's up here, whether it's here, whether it's the external things that happen around you that, you give way too much, credit to. Like, it's easy for us to, kind of, put things on everything else and everyone else. Like, oh yeah, well, everything's outside of me, so I can't, like, some things we can control, some things we can't. Let's take control of the things over, sorry, rewind. Let's take control over the things that we can control, right? And the things we can't, we leave it up to God, or whatever you believe in, the higher power, and you go from there. But we do have free will, and we have to accept that, we have 9 of Wands here on the bottom. That's about being resilient. That's about, really, standing up for yourself. You've been through a lot, but this is, you might feel weary and tired because of the stuff that you've been through, but at the same time, it's time to, really, stake your claim and make a choice. And that's when you're going to start seeing like this overpour of just a lot of happiness happen in your life. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is usually about like love, but it could just be an overall energy of just happiness, intrinsic happiness. You have to choose yourself when it comes to that. Page of Cups. And it starts off with little things, right? These little steps that we take to get there. I just heard Bobby Brown. Every little step I take, you will be there. Somebody might be a Bobby Brown fan. Let me know in the comments. That's my boy though. I love Bobby Brown. Can't sleep at night, toss and turn for the telephone. Might listen to a little bit of an 80s playlist when I get off here. You never know. One thing that I do that helps me, regain my sense of center and happiness is I listen to old school R&B, and I just like dance around like a fool, like no one's watching because no one is watching by myself. So I'm like, yes, this is great. Um, so do something that makes you happy. I picked up on that. Like that could be something for someone. Just do something that makes you happy. Something that makes you smile. Um, could reminisce with some old buddies or something about high school. Like these are things I'm hearing. I'm literally seeing like, old friends like chatting about like drinking a little bit of wine and like looking at their yearbooks. This is literally what I'm seeing. Um, and just like reminiscing like, oh, I remember this, remember that, I remember this person, remember when we did this. Like it's so cool. So it's like just do something that you see how like all of a sudden like I just like started beaming from ear to ear. Like it made me happy even just seeing that. Like I'm not even the person in the vision that I'm seeing, but like somebody might end up doing that soon or wants to do that. Like they might want to catch up with some old friends or something. But nonetheless, whatever it is that you do, just make sure it brings you some true happiness, because this is the era that we need to be in. Something that brings you something that makes you happy, whatever that looks like. Whether it's because of your career, whether it's listening to great music, whether it's cooking, art. Woo, I'm getting chills, man. Okay. Y'all, those y'all know, like y'all know, I'll go on a spiel about this type of stuff. Oh man, it's like literally got goosebumps talking about that. But it made me super happy. Like I just feel like super giddy all of a sudden. So somebody needs to do something that just makes them happy. I need to hit up my girls maybe from high school. Yeah, I love that. Yes. You like to sing? I love that. That's awesome. Yes. Yeah. Invest in yourself, guys. Things that make you happy is what I'm really getting. The choice is yours when it comes to what it is that you're going to put your energy into. What are you going to invest in? If you keep investing in, everything and everyone that has nothing to do with actually you, right? When is there going to ever be anything left for yourself? You're pouring from an empty cup by then. So keep that in mind. Okay. Um, is there anything going on behind the scenes that the collective needs to know? Thank you. Yeah. They want you to remain optimistic. Remain optimistic. Yes. That star energy, I love that. Some of you guys might have Aquarius in your chart. But I'm definitely just getting this overall energy of just, a sense of, hope and optimism of your circumstances. They're like, look, yes, things feel like absolute shit right now. Excuse my language. But it could feel crappy right now, and it's understandable, right? There's a reason why you're here, probably, right, to watch this. And spirit is basically saying your guides, your higher power, etc. They're saying, listen, your own higher self too. Like they're saying, don't lose hope. Yes, things will get. I heard strong foundation, the foundation in which your everything that you've based everything on. It might feel weak right now, but with the choices that you're about to make, those things are going to get stronger, including even maybe in like your life when it comes to your home life and things like that too. We do have the Four of Wands here, so that could start to look up for some of you. Yeah, but you do have choices to make. There are options for you. We have Seven of Cups here on the top, so just understand that between choices and options, it's one of those things. It's very nuanced. It's going to be different for everyone. But just understand that when you understand what works for you, not for everybody else, but for yourself, the naysayers, don't worry about them. Family, don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. what is that inner desire and drive that is going to propel and push you forward towards your higher self and your highest good? Ask yourself that question. Write it down. Do a journal prompt for yourself. Take that question I just said and answer it for yourself. Nobody has to see it. It's for you. Answer that question. What is my inner drive? And what is pushing me and motivating me to push towards my higher self? You guys are in the know, the high priestess. You guys are very intuitive. You're very, very, very well inclined when it comes to this. You have to listen to yourself, that inner voice that's telling you that you need to do something differently. Listen to it. All right, let's get one last card from the tarot. I'm gonna pull a few from the career and life oracle deck, and then maybe like a couple of pieces of advice to close out, and that'll be the end of this reading. I do hope that, and that's the truth. Spirit is like, seek out the truth. Seek out the truth. Cornelia just said, the word of God. Absolutely. The word of God, and that's the truth. Absolutely. Because I definitely believe in God. You know, I call him the higher power, or it the higher power. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever that inner voice that's pushing you and driving you, and you know what it is. It's there within everybody who ends up watching this. If you get that far in this reading, or you at least see this portion of this reading, you know what that is for you. You just have to listen to that. You have to find your truth and listen to it. You know what it is. It will be different for every person. Just listen. Yeah. Pay attention. Pay attention. And be optimistic. I'm also getting, like, for those of us who are, who pray and stuff like that and meditate and things like that, this might be a time to be a little bit more vocal with it. Like, don't be afraid to, reach out to your ancestors. Don't be afraid to reach out to the universe. Don't be afraid to reach out to God or the higher power that you believe in, so on and so forth, your higher self, so on and so forth. Like I said, it's different for everybody. Some of us, encompass a little bit of all those things. I personally am kind of like that, because I definitely talk to my ancestors all the time. And they show up all the time. So I'm like, excuse me. It's damn cold. I can't wait for it to go away. But yeah, like, whatever, you believe in. I one thing I don't do on here is force belief systems and things like that. It's all about, it's very, very, all about you. Okay. So just, pay attention to that. Pay attention to that higher self within you. Where you're being pushed and guided, right? All right, so let's get like 4 cards from here, and then a couple advice cards, and that'll be the end of this reading. I'm really grateful for those of you who have been here, tapping in. For those of you who stayed for like a little bit of an extended period of time, I'm super grateful. I know I have a few new people, or not, I won't use the word few, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I do have some new people who popped in, and I'm really grateful because you guys have been interactive and, receiving this message and, feeling that connection, and I'm very grateful for that. So we're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna pull a few from here and then like some advice cards, and that will be the end of the reading. But yes, I'm super grateful, and I definitely hope that those of you who are new decide to come back around. Hit that subscribe button and the like button and notification bell, because I'm going to be doing my personal free reading soon. It is planned. I have a date planned. I'm not going to tell you guys anything until we get closer to it. But yes, because like I have it scheduled and everything. Like, I'm not playing games. Like, I'm about to get back in here. So with that said, keep that as a mental note. Because my personals, like, when I do them on here, like, it'll be a mini reading, but my mini readings are very in-depth for free. So it's like, You know, you're getting like basically like a $40 service for free. Let's put it like that. So, just saying, putting that out there. Um, and if you guys ever, again, want to reach out to me just in general, like it doesn't have to even be pertaining to a reading. I do have my email in the, if you go to my bio, it's in there. So you can always reach out just to talk. Like I am definitely that person where, somebody just needs a little bit of advice or something like that. I'm that person. So reach out, you know. I definitely don't mind being like a listening ear and things like that. You know, I've been through a lot of things in my life, so I give pretty great sound advice. Let's put it that way. Even when I was like 9, 8 years old, my teenage cousins would come to me for advice. I'm like, I'm 8 years old, but okay. And they still come to me now that I'm 40. So, that tells you a little something, right? I have a warm heart and I really love and care about people. So this card was on the bottom of the deck before I did anything. I just didn't show you guys, but this was there. I was like, I would be shocked if this comes out. So we have ending here. It says you may leave a position or be terminated. However, there's always a new opportunity ahead. You may change careers entirely. Now, Jaleesa, really, girl? You pop up now and look at this card that's here as soon as you pop in. I love her. That's one of my, she's a big part of my heart, okay? I love that woman, not girl, but woman. She's amazing. Like, she's gonna be doing some great, amazing things very, very soon. She's already doing great, amazing things, but let me tell you, that girl is on the up and up right there. Jaleesa, love her. But it's just funny as the card that comes out is this, the ending card. And I think I've read for you when that card's come out before. So how funny and fitting is that? All right, Spirit. So let's see. Let's get like maybe 3 from here. 3 more, I should say, from here. That's so crazy. Hey, Jay Gatsby. I like your the last name. Gatsby. That's cool. Talk that talk, baby. Yes, that's right, Jay. Well, it's funny. I was talking about talk about how much you feel you're worth. I said that earlier, Jay Gatsby. Like, I don't even know if you're being sarcastic or not, but either way, there might be a message in here for you. You have flexibility here. So it says you'll need to see in the dark to maneuver the coming changes. I want to say challenges so badly. It says changes, but I want to say challenges. While it seems extreme, just hang in there. This too shall pass. Yes. So this is definitely a time to be flexible, right? This is not a time to remain stagnant or stuck. This is a time to, what's funny, Jay? Because you're definitely being funny. But you're saying, first off, you're helping my metrics. So keep on going. And 2, you're saying things I actually agree with. You said Obama, you said change. I do like zodiacs. Talking that talk. You're worth all this money. I love it. Keep it going, baby. Keep it going. Yeah, I know a troll when I see him. So I'm gonna let him keep going. Let's see. Yes, star power. Yes, God did it. He did it, right? He created all of us. He saw a star in each and every one of us, didn't he? It says star power. You need engaging work that, remember I said, you need to feel engaged in what you're doing. I said that earlier. You need to feel connected to what you're doing. Work that will let your talent shine. You are a natural actor and influencer. You attract fame and fortune. Ooh la la, I like it. I like this a lot. Yes, so definitely just, Again, this energy of there are endings happening. Just remain flexible. Seek opportunities that will allow you to be able to use your talents in a positive way. Starburst or Skittles? I'm going with Starburst. Especially the pink ones. The pink ones are delicious. You know they make like a whole pack that's just the pink Starburst? That's fucking amazing. They're so good. My next favorite Starburst though, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying this. Lemon. A lot of people are like, lemon? Really? I'm like, no, lemon Starbursts are actually really good though. They're so good. Cut and ties, yeah, see? So we talked about endings and then we have cut and ties. So it says, you need to leave your current position and look for something better. Exactly. Ending a job, doesn't mean burning bridges. Go with grace. Yes, exactly. Right? So we handle this with grace. We don't, we're not just going to burn ties and sever, ties like that. Do it in a way where it's not rash, right? Do it in a way that allows for, you to still continue to grow, So definitely handle it with grace. One more from here, Spirit. And then, like I said, we're going to move into the quick little advice part. Just like overall advice, and then we're going to close this reading out. But this has been fun, and I definitely appreciate you guys for being here and tuning in, trolls and all, because you're helping my metrics, just saying. So, thank you. We have authority here. It says, clashing with the boss or challenge to your power will compel you to respond. Choose peaceful solutions. I'll almost have resolutions, solutions if you can. Interesting. So again, we do have this energy. It's like you don't necessarily want to leave just like on some bullshit. You want to kind of handle this with a sense of grace, right? You don't want to just be all willy-nilly about it. You want to do it with a sense of keep your head held high, like, okay, well, this job doesn't work for me. You give your 2 weeks, and trust me, sometimes we're like, fuck that, I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave right here. Fuck that. Like, why do I have to give them 2 weeks? They could, fire me without 2 weeks, which is true. In most states, my state included. But we're gonna try to be the bigger person here. That way, we can, keep those connects open if we so please. Like for instance, if I were to leave my job at the school, when and if, because I was talking about that earlier. I love my job, I do, but I am getting older, and physically it's very demanding, and I don't know how much longer I can do it. I hope none of my coworkers see this and be like, "Oh, Stacy, Michelle said she's gonna leave." I'm like, "Oh, nigga, I didn't say all that. I didn't say that yet." But what I am saying is, there will come a day where I'm not gonna physically be able to do this forever. So, like I see I call them kids because I'm old enough to be their moms. I'm like. I see these young kids come in, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally old enough to be your mom. And they're so young and they can handle the job physically. I'm like, yo, bro, like my kid is the same age as you, and now I'm like, fuck, I don't know how much longer I could do this. And I love my students, but man, it's a lot. So sometimes I do think about other career paths, not because I don't like what I do, but because I know eventually a time will come where I have to do that, and I have to make sure I handle it with a sense of grace. So some of us could be in that same boat too. Not everything's always negative, like, oh, I just hate my job. Like, no, sometimes we actually like what we do, but we just know it's time to move forward or try something new. We get a degree or schooling or something that allows us to spread our wings and fly away. Flee the coop a little bit, right? So let me know if that makes any sense for any of you guys. Everybody's in different places in their lives, right? Most of this has been more so like, fuck this job, I'm done. They don't recognize my worth. That's been the majority of what we've seen, but for some of you it could be a little bit different. And thank you, Jaleesa. I'm so proud of you too. So proud of you. As I talked about ebbs and flows earlier. Yeah, I got that energy showing up again. Um, your work has potential for both advancement and stagnation. Exactly. I kind of feel like I just said that. See if there's hope. Mm-hmm. But allow yourself to move if needed. Exactly. You can't make this up even if you wanted to. That's here on the top of the deck. And you have the authority over your own life to be able to make those decisions and choices. What are you going to do with that decision, right? Not neither way. I was going to say nonetheless and either way. That's why I came out like that. But either way, you are bound for success. Here in the middle of the deck, it says, the path you are on will bring you success and prosperity if you just keep going. Lots of little steps take you a long way. You are on the right track. Yes, 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 yes. So I love that. I love that for you guys. So it definitely looks like you guys are like on the up and up though. Like, keep up what you guys have been doing, because it's like I'm picking up on this energy of, as I'm trying to get the deck that's underneath this one, the one that's here on top of that deck, is the card here. It says stillness. And stillness is giving me, like, you guys have been allowing yourself to just remain balanced and, focused. Allowing yourself to be able to say, okay, let me navigate my circumstances. Like, I'm feeling like a sense of calm over myself as I'm saying this. Like, meditation and stuff like that, you guys, prayer, things like that, like just allowing yourself to just sit in your space in quiet solitude and be able to be like, what am I doing here? How am I going to do this? Planning it out, seeking counsel through prayer, meditation, talking to the Most High. Right, Rainy Man, what do you think? I'm not done with this reading though. She's been trying to come over here this whole time. She really tried. She was like right here. I'm like, honey, I'm just gonna keep putting cards on you, and they're gonna be like, okay, mom, this is annoying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, look, fear. Fear. Your fears are keeping you from moving forward into the life that you deserve. Exactly. That's the big part. You deserve this. So if you've been like worrying about, making other people feel small, why do you allow yourself to keep feeling small for other people, including family? Fuck that shit. No more. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, Cornelia. Sorry you're going through all that. Like I said, please reach out to me. Like I said, it doesn't have to be for a reading, but just in general. You could, pick my brain a little bit for advice, and go from there. I do happen to do the readings. I did take a hiatus from coaching, but Javisa will be proud of me when I say that I've been working on some things, and I'm thinking that I feel like I'm almost ready to be back in the game, because look, a lot of us are natural born leaders, and it's time to put our leader hats on. Okay, you were born to lead others. It is a part of your path. So everybody's got different things going on, but Spirit is definitely letting us know some of you guys are little, leaders too. So you're meant to help others. You're meant to lead. All right, what we got here? We got 3 cards that came out together. Ooh, these are, a lot of the cards that are showing up are cards that kind of essentially just solidify things we've already seen. So like I said, we got 3 cards that came out together. Healing with nature. Your soul yearns to be outside in nature, around the healing waters, flowers, and trees. Obviously, we're in a really weird time because everybody's got different weather and stuff going on. But you guys might really benefit from, like, even if you can't actually like go outside right now and enjoy nature. At least not nature in the way that we think of it, right? We think, oh, trees and blah. Play in the snow. I was just shoveling snow, and actually it wasn't that bad. Sticking out my mom's car. I was like, This is actually, I was dreading having to do it because I came home from work. I was like, oh, I have to do that when I get in the house. But no, it actually wasn't that bad. And, for others, maybe like I heard eucalyptus. Maybe somebody might want to get like a eucalyptus plant. I saw a shower. I heard that if you put those in your shower, like it could really like help you in the morning, like help wake you up, and it helps like with your nasal passages and stuff like that. Um, and it can help like kind of boost your mood. I also heard I heard greenery. Could be this type of greenery. I need to go to the dispensary myself. Maybe next week I'll go, or maybe Saturday. So some of you guys might, like to smoke that herb, as the old folks used to say, or that reefer. Some of y'all might like to smoke that reefer. Nothing wrong with that. Whatever floats your boat. I'm not pushing anything onto anyone. Whatever works for you. But I am definitely getting something about nature though, just in general. I'm getting grounded as well. So again, depending on where you live right now and the climate, putting your feet in the dirt probably isn't the best thing because it's gonna be just nothing but mud and nastiness. If you can even see the ground at all. So there are like grounding pads and stuff that you could order like on Amazon and stuff like that are supposed to like kind of simulate like what it's like to like bury your feet into the earth, and it's meant for grounding purposes. So I am getting that. Let me know if that helps anyone. We have limiting beliefs here. It says the situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. Yes. So stop selling yourself short. I said that earlier. You're selling yourself short, and part of it could be because you need to get grounded. We did talk about balancing chakras the other day. If you want to check that reading out. So if your root chakra needs some work, that could contribute to these limiting beliefs. So I'm getting, in terms of chakra right now, I am getting, there could be an imbalance. Notice my throat chakra even started acting funny when I started to say this. There can be an imbalance when it comes to your root, your solar plexus, and maybe even your throat chakra as well. Ooh, blessings. I wish you all the luck. All the luck. Oh, you said your husband's a Rasta? People always thought I was a Rasta when I had my locks. I'm like, I'm not a Rasta. Not against it or anything. I'm just not. But like if they see some pork on my fork, they're like, oh, "You're a Rasta." I'm like, never said I was a Rasta. I have locks, but I'm not a Rasta. I give a fuck with them. And we also have new door. It says your prayers have been answered and a new door is being held open for you. Exactly. I love that. New opportunities coming in, and they come with a sense of being able to have faith in yourself and your circumstances and sever ties where needed, right? And recognize your worth. That's a big part of it though. Like recognizing your worth is what I'm getting. Obsession. Yeah, we talked about overthinking earlier. It's time to get out of your head and back into your heart. Literally, that was the energy that showed up. I was like, there's like an imbalance between that heart energy and the head energy. So where's the middle ground? I did say that earlier. Wow, this is funny how like when I do this, this is why I end my readings the way I do. Like I always like to have like that last little. It's almost like. For those of you who are a little bit older, when you used to be home with, say, your grandma or something, like when you were sick or whatever, I don't feel good. You stay home with your grandma and she's watching Jerry Springer. Remember how Jerry Springer back in the day, like back when like there were real fights and stuff on the show, and like at the end, like there's all this crazy shit happening, but then at the end he has his words of wisdom or whatever, right at the end, and it's like. Everybody was just doing all this bullshit on your show, but then you end on this quiet, calm note. And then when he was like, we I love you and we love each other. Like he had like a whole spiel, like a whole little punchline at the end and everything. It's just so funny because it's like looking back, it's like that show was diabolical, bro. And like then it ends it with like, well, I say that to make the point that sometimes it could get a little ratchet on my channel. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like right now we're pretty calm and cool and everything, but there are times where I be turning up on here. Don't let it be like a what's the tea type of rating or a love rating. Like he did what? She did what? Like I could get a little crazy on here. And when when I got my little squad in the corner backing me up, it gets even worse because we just be funny as hell, all of us. It gets funny, it gets crazy, but nonetheless, we have soulmate here as the last card. This relationship is a match made in heaven. So I do feel like, we think soulmates usually in the terms of like love and stuff, right? But soulmates come in different forms. I feel like my cat is my soulmate. I say that all the time. I'm like, no, that cat of the litter, she was like the last one. And my brother kept telling me, Shell, come look at the cats. They're all cute, but there's only like they're dwindling. Like there's only like one left. She's the runt of the litter. Or she, at the time they thought it was a boy. And they're like, oh, there's one cat left. I think it's a boy. But I go there and I look. I'm like, oh, I wanted a girl, but okay, whatever. And I'm like, oh, well, he's cute. Named him Ren after my old cat when I was little. And I bring Ren home thinking it's a boy. Hey, buddy. And then, like, a couple days later, someone told me, I'm like, I thought that tortoiseshell cats are girls. And lo and behold, tortoiseshell cats are girls, usually, unless they're, fertile. I mean, not fertile. Whatchamacallit. They can't have babies. So I was like, let me just check the genitalia myself. Lo and behold, there were no little balls there. It was a fucking girl the whole damn time. So I'm like, I just gave this damn girl a fucking boy name, but it's not really a boy name. It ended up working out because it's like it could be either or. So I'm like, oh, it worked out. And I never changed her name. Her name's been Ren for 10 years. I just heard power in a name though. There could be a power in your name. I also just heard not heard, but I'm picking up on like your name precedes you. So like what I'm getting from that is like your name is going to be spoken in rooms that you haven't even been in yet. That's fucking dope. That's power. So pay attention to that. You might meet business partners or something that have already been talking about you and solidify some type of deal or something, or looking over your resume and then you do an interview and they're gonna be like, we like this girl, it's got that. Well, as we're talking about soulmate connections, you also have been probably going through like the dark night of the soul, which has been kind of like the general consensus in general. I feel like I know that was a little bit of redundancy there, but yes, no, seriously, a lot of people have been kind of going through this. It says you are in the midst of a spiritual awakening here, so that could be a lot of people's energy currently. And we have education here. Education is an important part of your soul's development at this time. Now, interestingly, I did mention something earlier about you guys might be studying something, or schooling might be important, and you might be like, that could be a part of the reason why you're doing maybe a career transition. I did mention that. So, see how, come back full circle, right? All right, what is here? Energy healer. In the reverse, though, so you might, we did see this energy about healing earlier. So it says your natural ability to heal yourself and others is needed now. The first card that we saw, the very first card, it wasn't on the actual spread, but it was the first card that showed up, was the it was the Healer of Ages card from the very first deck. So that lets us know that you guys definitely are on this process of healing. And I also get that a lot of you guys are meant to help heal others. I'm getting in different like very, very different ways. Some of you guys might be like, gonna be like counselors or something like that, coaches. I know for a fact that somebody here is working towards that. Some of you guys might just have a really good way with words and just know how to talk to people, and that could be very healing for some. It might not even necessarily be like an occupation necessarily, but it's just something that you're really good at, and spirit is kind of calling you to keep doing that. I'm getting medicinal. Some of you guys might be thinking about learning more about like herbology and things like that. I'm getting oh, my ear just went crazy on that one. That one's really sticking out to me. Some of you guys might be thinking about working like with plants and herbs, making like candles and like I said, medicinal things to help people heal, like teas and things like that. There's a lot going on here. So with all that said, there's picking up on a few different things when it comes to like that healing stuff too. But yeah, between like the words that you can speak that can help people, and maybe looking into something, with like a hands-on kind of thing to a hands-on feel is what I'm picking up on. I'm also getting like making jewelry. So like people who make like healing jewelry. I'm picking up on that too. I'm picking up on a lot of different things. Some of you guys just might be like really good with your hands. Getting like a masseuse. Maybe thinking about doing something like that. Acupuncture, Reiki healing. I'm getting a lot of different things. Yeah, only take the messages that they resonate, of course. But with all that said, thank you guys for being here. I greatly appreciate all of you. And yeah, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if this was, your cup of tea and you felt like this was something that was helpful. You could take a look at other readings too and see if there's messages there for you as well. I will be starting my free personal readings soon. So that way you can kind of get a feel for your girl. Like, see if, we vibe, see if you feel like I'm the real deal and I'm not just making stuff up. Because, I've been doing this for a good while now, and most people have said that, they felt like the readings are helpful and stuff. So with all that, I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I'm gonna go make myself some dinner. Guess what time is it now? 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's about that time. Make myself some dinner. And yeah, no, honey, I'm not doing personals on here tonight. But like I said, check out my page or my channel, and I do have my email there. Just reach out to me because I feel like we have some talking to do. Okay, definitely do that. But yeah, with all that said, guys, because like I feel like whatever's going on with you is deeper than this. I really want you to, reach out to me. I really mean that. And I mean that for any of you guys, honestly. Like if you got stuff that's going on that's way past tarot, you know what I mean? I really do care about you guys, and I do want to be of help, not for financial gain or anything like that. Just, hear what you have to say, and then, if this is like a quick little tidbit I could give about advice. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and I have some pretty good schooling and stuff behind me to back it up too. So I got your girl got a little bit of a resume, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not just, for financial gain. People assume like tarot readers are scammers and stuff. I'm like, listen, first off, there are some scammers. I've seen them. I've been scammed myself. But because even tarot readers go to tarot readers sometimes, just being honest. But I'm usually pretty good at weeding out who's the fake and who's not. But like before I really got in tune with myself, I've been scammed. So I don't blame you guys for being skeptical. But yeah, so like I said, you guys can always just reach out just to pick my brain a little bit, get a feel, and then go from there. And then if you want to ever book a reading or look into other things that I can possibly help with, I am here for you for sure. Okay. So like I said, I'm about to make myself some dinner. I'm hungry. Thinking like a little pasta dish or something. I love pasta a little too much sometimes. It's my little 2% Italian that I have in me. You guys have a great rest of the night. Maybe I'll check in on Saturday. Saturday seems promising, and I might have something up my sleeve for you guys on Saturday. So I love you guys. Have a great rest of the night, and until next time. All right. And homie, homegirl, reach out to me if I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds so they can maybe go to my channel if you haven't already done so. My email is there. Okay, wait a few seconds. Either way, I'm about to post this anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, if you already subscribed and everything, then you'll be able to come right back around and you'll be fine. Okay. Bye, guys.